join every single team that is looking for a player and try out for
Yeah.
absolutely every single one of them, what is
Yeah.
the worst thing that's going to happen if you do that?
They call me bad.
Okay.
GG, go next.
That means a lot to me.
And then,
And then I don't know. I cry.
but like you're talking about
Starting with our regular segment, I'm going to bring in our questions from the coaching hotline. For those of you who don't know, we answer our top voted questions from the coaching hotline every week. Oh, hey, Jayne's here too. Jayne, I wasn't sure if you'd be set up to join us.
I was having some audio troubles, but I think I got it fixed.
All right, awesome. Well, welcome back. First of all, it's been a minute
Thank
since we've seen you here.
Jayne, if you want to take a second to just tell everyone about like what you do here at PECO, just get people familiar.
Literally nothing. Bias runs the show. He's actually your dad.
Welcome back. It's good to have
Yeah.
you here.
So yeah, let's get started with our coaching hotline questions. So coming up first from Thumbs asks, I need some tips in regard to my hero pool. Right now, I play Hanzo, McCree, Reaper, and the occasional Torb, and my cat is freaking out right now. I'm sorry. You gotta go, Archer. All right. I play Hanzo, Kree, Reaper, and the occasional Torb. It was working alright because I managed to climb a decent amount, but my question here is it worth learning heroes like Tracer and Echo? Should I put up with the SR loss that comes with learning new heroes, or just continue to improve as a player on what I'm already strong at? I have kind of two different answers to this question. But first, my question to you as the asker would be, what is your goal for playing Overwatch just as a whole? Is your goal just to have fun playing as many heroes as you want, playing the heroes you have the most fun with? Is your goal trying to climb as high as you can? Is your goal to master as many heroes as you can? There's a lot of different reasons to play different heroes beyond just picking them in the game and trying to win that game. So the first thing I would say you need to ask yourself is why do you play the heroes that you do? Do you enjoy playing them? Do you feel like you have the highest win rate on them? Do you feel like you can perform the best on them? These kind of things. And then based on that answer, you could either go the route of just play whatever makes you happy. At the end of the day, Overwatch is a video game, and it's designed to create entertainment value. It's designed to have fun with. So if you have fun playing Torb, Hanzo, Kree, and Reaper, keep it up. If you feel like you would have fun playing Tracer and Echo, go ahead and learn those heroes. It might come at the cost of some of your SR, but at the end of the day, what is it you're striving towards? However, if you are trying strictly to win games and climb SR, usually, within the heroes that you listed, you could play those 4 heroes pretty much in every game that you face. You could be, a Hanzo and Kree alone, I feel like you could play in every single game of Overwatch you encounter as a DPS player, especially in the current meta. So it's not that you need to expand your hero pool. It's if you're playing solely to win games and climb SR, you could master those heroes very in depth and climb very high, playing only but those 2 heroes. But on the flip side of things, if you're also trying to improve and you are trying to maybe play on a team, try to join an open division team or something like that and play in tournaments, it does also help to round out your hero pool and play more diverse heroes, fill a broader role within a team environment and that kind of thing. So there's all sorts of directions I could go with this answer, but ultimately it comes down to what you want to be doing with Overwatch. That's what I would say. Jayne, what do you think?
Sorry, I was shitposting.
All right, nice.
Oh yeah, and you were bringing that back to what they actually want to accomplish.
Yeah.
And I think that's absolutely the right answer, right? It's like there is no kind of universal should.
Yeah, exactly.
You paid $60. How do you want to enjoy it? And at the end of the day, you're going to be most motivated to do the thing that you want to be doing, not the thing that you should be doing. So, and then just on top of that is that if you are ever going to improve at something, you got to accept that you're going to get worse at it in the short term, because you got to do the things that you suck at. In order to get better at them, you can't just stick to the things that you're good at currently perpetually, or else you're never going to improve.
And this one I thought would actually be interesting if you were keen to take a crack at this one, biased. The question is from Air Culver, who asks, how could you explain why, in quotations, I'm a top 500 Overwatch player matters during an interview? I feel like that's a significant achievement that's worth mentioning, but in non-esports industries, it would just be ignored / laughed at.
Oh, interesting. So is this like, I
So like
mean,
if you're in like a job interview for
yeah.
something outside of the esports realm, why would your prowess at Overwatch be worth mentioning, and how would you frame it in a way that sort of sells you as an individual?
Oh, I like this. I mean, this is like, the thing is you have to sometimes bridge the gap between depending on like who you're talking to for this, like who your interviewer is or how you're saying this. But like let's say you're talking to somebody that has a decent understanding of gaming. And maybe they don't even know Overwatch, right? But like at least they don't, hear video games and just be like, "Wow, okay, you play video
Yeah.
games," and like write you off, right? Um Anything that you're able to dedicate time to and passion to and show growth and improvement towards is an admirable trait, because then people are able to see that potential and then hope that you can translate that potential to a working environment, most likely, right? And so whether this is gardening, working on cars, anything like that, anytime you're able to display a passion that is like existed for a while, that shows that you have some dedication to it and are able to grow and pursue it further, will usually lend itself as a very positive thing to show in the workplace, right? It's like when I put my mind towards something and really grind it out and want to get better at it or enjoy it, I can show demonstrable results, i.e., I reach top 500, or maybe become like a coach or something like that, or grow a team up from nothing. So yeah, I think anytime that you're able to exhibit characteristics and traits like that, as long as you're talking to somebody that you can have common ground and doesn't just write off gaming, I think it'd be like really cool and really good. And sometimes you just have to be like, whenever I talk to individuals like this and I had to explain Twitch a lot in video games to a lot of my coworkers, is I would take whatever sport they played growing up and draw the parallels and be like, yeah, I basically did the equivalent of this. And they're like, wow, that's crazy. Like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Like, good deal. Even if they don't care about it, they're like, that's still impressive.
Yeah, for sure. I think a big part of this too is how you word it. Because if you just put it
Hmm.
on a bullet point list on your CV or something, it's like I'm top 500 Overwatch player. That doesn't really mean anything. But if you frame it in the way that you're sort of talking about, where you point to areas where you're showing your time and dedication to something you're passionate about, as well as maybe some outside things too, like if you've played on a team and you've worked in collaborative environments like that, you've competed in tournaments and these things like competition. These are appealing things to at least a lot of people I've talked to in the who are hiring for these kind of positions. So make sure you're saying stuff like, I'm not just top 500. I've reached like the top 0.01% of Overwatch players in my region. I've competed at XYZ tournaments. I've been playing for this number of years. It's been something I've been passionate about for this amount of time. And all these other additional characteristics that go along with being top 500 in Overwatch, not just the fact that you hit top 500 kind of thing.
Yeah, you just
Yeah.
want to make sure it's a positive that an employer is actually going to worry about or
Yeah.
care about. Really, like all of these different things like T-tail, motivation, focus, situational awareness. If you're top 500, or if you've hit rank 1, or even Grandmaster is already 99th percentile. So it's like above that, an employer is going to be like 99, or oh, you're not 99.9th percentile or something like that. So I mean, like the main way to sell that is basically that you participated in a competitive activity and you achieved like literally 99th percentile. And you are the 1%, and you're at the 1% at a complex system or solving that or working with a team. So it's like, you're going to be a top 1% employee for whoever you're applying to, and that's the proof. It's an accomplishment. So yeah, you're not trying to employers at the end of the day don't really care about soft skills. They care about what you're going to do for them.
Mm.
So if like sell yourself like top 500 grandmaster, that's a mark that you are better than everybody else, and as long as you can get that message across, it should help you on a resume.
But now, with those out of the way, we are now opening the floor to our member audience. So raise your hand if you have a question that you'd like to ask our panel here. A bit different of a panel than we've seen lately, back with Jayne back and with Biased here. So should be some good noggins here to answer all your questions.
Sorry, my question was, I wonder, like, how valuable do you think like scrim teams are, and like I guess like diamond or lower? Is it like more worth to just climb to masters or a higher rank and then join a team, or like just play on a lower ranked team?
Can I take this one, Tickety?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so again, we answered a question earlier about it's like depending on what you want. I think it was the question about like sticking with the current character or going on to a different one. And again, it very much depends on what you actually want. So because one of the things that I've kind of found is that there are some people, and I think that it's really, really common around like the silver to platinum aspect, is that there's a lot of teams that I found in that elo that just want to play at the level that they're playing at, but with other people at their level. And the people who are on the teams that are like Diamond, Masters, and up there, those guys join teams specifically to improve. So it depends what you are looking for. Are you just kind of frustrated with ranked, or just want some people to play with? And if you lose together, and if you win together. Then yeah, like under 3,000, that's perfectly what you're going to look for a team. I think above 3,000, that's where you're going to have to put a lot more effort into improving yourself, and the team is going to be the teams at that level are going to be less forgiving of you having individual errors that are holding back the team as a whole. So it's going to be a lot more improvement mindset. So really, I guess the answer to you is basically which one you want. Do you just want to play on a team, be in that environment, or do you want to kind of focus on improving and being a good player? Because if so, improve on being a player and join one of the higher ranked teams would be my advice.
Ooh, okay. Thank you.
When I first started playing Overwatch, like I joined a team day one. I didn't even give myself a chance to enjoy the game outside of a team environment.
I should have done that, I think.
Yeah, but Tickety, you're not really the standard person.
I know. I was trying to think of how to answer that question, and I was just like, I don't really know what it's like to only grind for the sake of grinding. Like the only reason I was grinding SR was because I wanted to look better for the team I was playing on, and I didn't want to get dropped. So it was like a very different approach.
But your team was also like a beta team filled with people who were planning on taking it like seriously as a competitive esport from day one, even prior to day one. So
yeah, different strokes, I suppose.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of people like in this server and outside of the server who join teams, scrim a lot, but then that improvement translates directly to ranked, and I want that because that seems nice for the improvement aspect. But the only part of me that worries is because I've never joined a team and I don't actually understand what they do. I'm nervous about the whole tournament side or playing to win something. Just in general, like I don't know. I don't know what a team does. Like I would love to join one. For the
if you just look at a Discord and just like join every single team that is looking for a player and try out for absolutely every single one of them. What is the worst thing that's going to happen if you do that?
They call me bad.
Okay.
GG, go next.
That means a lot to me.
And then
and then I don't know, I cry.
But like, you're talking about wanting to improve. So you already know you're bad, or at least in your opinion you're bad. Why does it matter if somebody else tells you?
True, I guess. True.
Okay.
I don't know. Just
except like you're doing this in order to improve, right?
Yeah,
you're
but
doing that
working
because
with other people.
Yeah, but like, what are
scary.
you nervous about?
The people.
What about them?
Well, I hardly play with others, right? I play ranked, but it's like solo queue. But most of the time, solo queue is like in EU, especially solo queue is just you. Like no one really talks, so I'm not really used to the comming and everything. Like it's a weird aspect to me.
Yeah,
it's new skills that you need to develop.
And the only way you're going to develop those is by being in that environment. Like, don't be discriminating. Don't try and find the perfect team. You don't know what a team looks like, let alone a good team versus a bad team or an exceptional team or a diamond in the rough. Literally, just every single possible team that you could find. Join their Discord, ask for a tryout, hang out, and then when you're in these like 10 or 20 different team Discords, just be like, you know what? This one's the one that feels right. This guy's got this other person in here who feels exactly like me. Find your team that way.
Okay, so just throw myself in there.
Just throw yourself in there.
Yeah,
because I would like to join it. It just sounds fun.
It do
for sure.
It just sounds fun. I would like to improve. Okay, that's it. I'll try not to be a bitch. Thank you, Jayne.
It's always the problem. Can't outthink a courage problem.
True. Is anything else? Or are we good? Just making sure.
I was just gonna say, like, be honest about what your goals are, and as long as you're going in and trying out with the team, like, and you're trying to find people that click with you, you're trying to find an environment that suits you. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with jumping around a bunch of different places and being like, hey, this isn't for me. Hey, this might be for me. These kind of things. You need to find what you're comfortable with and realize your own goals, because no one's going to do it for you.
Okay, because if I'm honest, I did actually message. I went into Elo Hell and I messaged a few teams about tryouts, and then they invited me to their servers, and then I just didn't join because I got scared.
Well,
Because I didn't know what to do.
I
didn't
mean,
know what to do.
I
was like,
hear
"Wait, what do I
stories
do?"
like almost every day about people who are afraid to queue up for ranked. It's no different.
I mean,
They're
okay,
afraid to they're afraid to set themselves up for failure. And
yeah.
the reality is there's no growth without struggle.
Okay,
And until
okay,
you
okay.
go through that process, you're never going to find out what it's like, find out if it's for you, find out something you might truly fall in love with, like a lot of us did.
Okay.
What role do you play, Thumbs? Or actually, DM me afterwards. What role do you play, and what's your SR?
Yes. Okay.
We
Anyone else? No.
I think
Does anyone else
I
want
think
to
we've
DM?
all said our piece.
Okay. Thank you. I'll leave now. Thank you.
All
absolutely
right, thanks
take
for
care.
coming in. Yeah, everyone out there who's listening, go join a team. It's fun.
True.
It's a good time. If you've never played on a team, or even or go play Pugs if you've never played Pugs. Like if you've never played anything but ranked, like you're missing out on half of the game. It's a completely different environment, and there's so many different things that just are so much more appealing than just playing ranked, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. And it's very much worth the effort that it takes to find a team, scrim regularly, find people that you work with. It can be a grind, but it is absolutely worth it in the long run.